Good morning. Welcome to this episode of On the Water's Weekly Whiskey Breakfast. This week I'd like to talk about Veterans Day. That is tomorrow. While you get wrapped up in college football, Little League baseball, Pop Warner football, please take time to acknowledge, thank, and appreciate the veterans who have done so very much for us. I specifically want to address the group of World War II veterans. 16.1 million Americans served in that war, and less than 1% are still with us today. This group has been described by Tom Brokaw in his book, The Greatest Generation, as just that. I highly recommend you read that book, and if you've read it, I recommend you read it again. It never gets old. This group went through World War I, the Great Depression, World War II, and built America into a superpower during the Cold War. They are the most selfless, industrious, and toughest Americans to ever live. And we cannot thank them enough. And we cannot have enough gratitude for what these great Americans have done for us. They are the reason, quite frankly, that we speak English and we are not sprechen le Deutsch. Thank you very much for your service and all that you've done for us. And that deserves a great whiskey. Back in those days, Americans drank rye whiskey. This is a Pinhook rye, Kentucky straight rye. And like all rye whiskeys, it's spicy and it tastes a little bit like buttered rye toast. It's very smooth, it's very mellow, and I can see why they drank rye. And unfortunately, one of the bad things that these great Americans did is they smoked all day, every day, like chimneys. And this cigar is a daily smoking cigar if you smoke every day, which I do not recommend. This cigar is a Cusano, and it's called a CC model. It is grown from tobaccos in the Dominican Republic and Ecuador. It's smooth, it's mellow, and it's got a little spicy finish to go along with the rye. So it makes for a pretty good weekly whiskey breakfast menu. That wraps it up today. Please take time to thank the veterans and have a great weekend.